Here's Navarro on the run. Navarro's going to keep it. Navarro for 6. Touchdown, Bobcat.
I feel I had a hard time staying in my own lane.
Oh my goodness!
Red Murdoch, pick 6. Harvath inside the 30, the 20. Blake Harvath will score.
And Mendoza takes a big hit. He never saw it coming. Trey White got in there.
There's his man, Rucker. And nobody's going to catch him. Goodbye.
Intercepted. Tyree Skipper. Touchdown.
Telly again, why not? A step forward and make it 2 for Telly.
Quarterback keeper showing off the speed. Steps on the gas. Untouched.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive, where we bring you the G5 college football coverage you love each and every week. I am Luke, and I'm joined by my co-host, Justice. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us X, please give us a follow, a like, and a retweet. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review.
Our website's live. We've gotten great feedback, lots of positive feedback. Folks love it. So if you are a college fantasy football player, definitely encourage you to go check out our website. We have more data than you can imagine, both offense and defense. We have tools for offense. We have tools for folks that play college IDP. We have stuff that doesn't exist anywhere else. So subscribe now while you can, and use a discount code. It's tagged on his what's pinned. It's pinned on our X account where you can subscribe now, and that's going to be good for all the way until November of 2026. That code's not going to last forever, so encourage folks to do it now and get your subscription already. Go ahead and get it for 2026. Enough of that.
I do want to mention one thing that's new to the site that I have really enjoyed. Has been like the fantasy points for the wide receivers, because you can break it down to out wide versus the slot and figure out what teams aren't doing well against the slot versus the outside. So you can kind of like figure out if you're between a couple of players, you're like, okay, the odds are this is probably the play. That's probably been one of the coolest things.
Yep. The fantasy points against, right? Where you can look and see who's given up the most fantasy points to quarterbacks, tight ends. And then if you play IDP, the same thing. Who's given up the most fantasy points to defensive line? We also have tackles for the defensive side. Who's given up the most tackles to linebackers, etc. Tools that don't exist anywhere else. So, go ahead and sign up now and save yourself some money for next year. You ready to get into some Week 10 in review and Week 11 preview?
Let's do it. All right. Our Pac-12 UConn coverage, Week 10 in review, Saturday game, Washington State, Oregon State, barn burner here for Clint. He's, very pumped. A 10-7 Oregon State win. Now, he does say they're the Pac-12 champs, but because the teams play twice this season, this game is actually considered a non-conference game. So I don't know if we're really Pac-12 champs. I don't know. But the first 3 quarters featured 14 punts, 9 of which were 3-and-outs, 2 interceptions, a touchdown and a field goal. Washington State led 7-3 going into the fourth quarter. With 11:29 left in the game, Malik Murphy found Taz Reddix for 25 yards. Then Anthony Hankerson ran for 37 yards on the next play. And then Hankerson would punch it in from the 1-yard line to give the Beavers the 10-7 lead. That would prove to be the final as Oregon State wins at home. Jabari Johnson got the start, as Justice mentioned, but only threw for 33 yards in the game. And Malik Murphy came in relief with about 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter with that apparent foot injury. Anthony Hankerson ends the day with 25 rush attempts, 134 yards, and 1 touchdown on the ground. Kind of the day that, what Anthony Hankerson provided today is kind of what I think people were expecting him to do kind of all season. It hasn't been maybe quite the year that Anthony Higginson has wanted. Still a good year, but maybe not as great as they wanted. Sam Houston at Oregon State, 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know. Let's see here. Oregon State favored by 19.5. It's 52
and a half over under. This game like screams under to me.
Yeah.
And that's a big spread too for Oregon State to cover. I get it. I get Sam Houston sucks. And their defense is horrible, but Oregon State hadn't played well either. Those just seem weird. Take the under.
The other part is like, Oregon State, do they, are they looking for a confidence boost? Because this is kind of like, that team that you put as your homecoming game in high school. You're like, okay, this is like, we're going to have a good time. Like, this seems like that type of game. Like Anthony Higginson.
I wonder if this is their homecoming game. If Clint's still watching, Clint, is this the Oregon State homecoming game? Because, Sam Houston was pretty good last year. Did they think maybe, they're going to suck this year, let's make it the homecoming game? I don't know.
But, like, I just view Anthony Higginson just going to have a huge, huge game in this one. Saturday games, UAB at UConn. UAB had Kitna move the ball pretty well on the first drive, but he would throw an interception and be replaced by Ryder Burton. In the first half, UConn doubled up UAB in total yards, 232 to 114. Skylar Bell in the first half had 5 receptions for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was all UConn in this one. Skylar Bell would finish with 8 receptions, 149 yards, and 3 touchdowns as UConn rolls 38 to 19. So now let's look at our Week 11 preview. We've got Duke versus UConn, Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. This is a G5 versus P4 matchup. I got to get my lines up. I forgot to get that going.
It's Duke favored by 9.5, over under 66.5. I expect a lot of offense in this game. I want to say if you look at the two quarterbacks, man, they take care of the ball. I want to say I think I saw Mike Bainbridge post something earlier where the combined stat line for Darian Mensah and Joe Fagnano is 43 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, something like that. So 2 quarterbacks that can throw it around and take care of the ball. I expect a close, high-scoring game. I wouldn't be shocked if UConn wins. I don't necessarily expect them to win, but I think they can keep it closer than the 9.5. Joe Fagnano, Skylar Bell having outstanding seasons. Cam Edwards, Juice Vereen, the tight end, man, the transfer from NC State has come on strong the last 3 weeks for the Huskies. I think he might have scored a touchdown each of the last 3 weeks.
Two. He scored 2 2 weeks ago. I think it was.
I think one each the last 2, something like that. But yeah, I think the Huskies can keep this game close. It's at home. We saw Duke lose earlier to Tulane. But yeah, I expect a high scoring offensive affair there in Connecticut coming up on Saturday.
All right. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. On X, give us a follow. And if you're listening to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, please subscribe and leave those 5-star ratings and review. We are so very, very grateful for the amount of support we've received, and we sincerely thank each and every one of you. Be sure to join us next week as we discuss what happened in Week 11. Look forward to what's coming up in Week 12, and as always, bring you up to date on the latest news and happenings in the world of G5 college football. Until the next time, we are the G5 Hive.
Hive.